Welcome up there, YouTube land and all subsequent social media lands. Welcome to an all-new video. In this video, we're going to be doing a review of a new film that just came out the end of March into theaters, and is basically like a rom-com, comedy, action, Indiana Jones style type of film, so we're going to get right into that. But before we do that, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss on this video or any other videos I put up. As always, people, if you enjoy my content here on YouTube, definitely check out my other social media platforms like Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook, where I pretty much post on a regular basis, so definitely check those out. As always, people, let's get right into this! So welcome one and all to this all-new video. So like I was saying before, we're going to be doing a review of a new movie that just came out the end of March, and is a film brought to you by, this great bunch of people that just know how to make a movie and know how to make a really great film. And that, of course, is a film called Lost City. Yeah, Lost City. Yeah. So Lost City, like I said, is like an Indiana Jones style comedy rom-com type of deal with a really great supporting cast, a really great leading cast, and just all around a really fun film. Now, Lost City happens to be directed by some newcomers, actually, that they've done a few other things, but this is kind of like their first really big, major studio, big film. And that, of course, is done by the duo known as the Nee Brothers. Yeah, the Nee Brothers. Yeah. So the Nee Brothers, like I said, they've done a few other things, but this is like their first big budget, studio film. And I thought that they did a really good job with this film. I thought they did an amazing job. They gave us this like very Indiana Jones style film with action, comedy, romance, and just lots of just great one-liners, great comedy elements, and just all around a really fun kind of like adventure type of film that just really was enjoyable from beginning to end. Now, another film they directed, which is kind of like an indie classic now that got them really recognized and got them basically, the accoutrement from the people that, decided, oh, let's give these guys a try to direct this film, is a film that came out a few years ago. Like I said, that's an indie hit called Band of Robbers. Yeah, Band of Robbers. Yeah. Now, I don't know too much about this film, but I do know that it's basically a kind of like a bank heist film, comedy, action slash type of deal that, from what the trailer showed, it looked like it was an interesting film. It looked like it had a lot of great action. It had the same kind of vibes as Lost City, and all around just was it looked like a fun and interesting type of film. And overall, I've heard lots of good things about it. I read comments, I read reviews on it, and all that kind of stuff, and this movie's gotten really a lot of great and high praise, and is considered, like I said, an indie hit. And overall, it was a really well done film. So, like I said, from the trailer, what I saw, I think they did a really decent job with what they did with the film, and that it looks very enjoyable. And if, you haven't seen anything the Nee Brothers have done, definitely check that out to lead you into want to see Lost City. But like I said, overall, I thought they did a really good job with Lost City. I really enjoyed it. I thought it had great elements throughout the whole entire film. Great comedy, great action, great CGI work. Just all around a really fun film. If you haven't seen anything the Nee Brothers have done yet or so far, definitely check out Lost City. Definitely worth the watch. So like I was saying before, this movie has a really great cast. Lots of great actors and actresses involved with this film that just all brought really fun and awesome characters to their performances. Now, to start us off is one of the main characters herself, Miss Sandra Bullock! Oh yeah, Sandra Bullock, woo! Sandra Bullock, yeah! Sandra Bullock, yeah! So Sandra Bullock, of course, you might recognize from a slew of films of the years, The Proposal. You might recognize her from Speed. You might recognize her from The Blind Side. You might recognize her from the two Miss Congeniality films, 2 Weeks Notice, etc., etc. She's been in a ton of films over the years, and is just an all-around really fun comedic actress. And she can do either drama, she can do comedy, she can do action. She's all around just a really fun actress, and usually always enjoyable to see in her films. I mean, from her performance in Gravity, a lot of people thought it was an Oscar-worthy performance. I thought it was an okay performance. I thought overall the film was really fun and interesting. To her Blind Side performance, which she got a lot of allocated for that too as well. And, overall I think Sandra Bullock has, gone from that like kind of sweet innocent girl to like this kind of big mega star, And that's how you feel about her in this film. That her characterization is very much like that, like she's this superstar basically, and that's how her character comes across. This big novel person that has written all these huge hits that are could be turned into movies type of deal, and that's the kind of presence you get from her in the film, which it's enjoyable. It was a different aspect to her characters I've seen in previous films, and I really enjoyed it. Now, another film that I really enjoyed, and I think is one of her best films besides Speed, and is a film that came out also in 1995, and is a great, psychological thriller type of film. And that, of course, is a film called The Net. Oh, yeah! The Net! Yeah! The Net! Ooh. I absolutely love The Net. I think it's a fantastic film. It does not get enough credit for how great a film is. Jeremy Northam as the bad guy is really awesome in it. Dennis Miller being in it, he was awesome in his character. But overall, Sandra Bullock just was so badass in this film and so fun, and just made such a great film. And overall, the film itself is just really fun, interesting, and especially with, during that time frame is really when computers were becoming a big thing. A lot of people were starting to have them at home. They were starting to use them pretty much for everywhere. This made such a great concept of showing what the power of computers are. And it just did such a great job of bringing that to life. And Sandra was so amazing in it. If you haven't seen The Net, definitely check her out in it. She was really fantastic in it. But overall, I really enjoyed her character in Lost City. I thought she did a great job. I thought her performance was, very well done. Her very comedic self, like she's done in, The Miss Congenialities, and, any comedy film she's been a part of, she really brought that once again out, like how she was in The Heat and so forth. And I just thought her chemistry with everyone in the film just worked really well. It was super funny. And just overall, that kind of claustrophobic type of person that, has all these issues and finally gets all those things out in the air and finally starts to become human again. She did a really good job of bringing that to life. Overall, great performance. If you haven't seen Lost City and want to see Sandra in something recently, definitely check out Lost City. She was really good in it. The next person I'd like to talk about that was in this film is the other leading actor in this film that is an awesome comedian. I think that he should do nothing but comedy because he's so good at it. And that, of course, is Mr. Channing Tatum! Oh yeah, Channing Tatum! Woo! Channing Tatum! Yeah! So Channing Tatum you might recognize, of course, from the two 21 Jump Street films. You might recognize him from, of course, Step Up. You might recognize him from his more recent film that just came out called Dog. And, the Magic Mike films and so forth. But overall, I think that Channing Tatum is a really fun actor and really good at acting and doesn't get enough props for how good of an actor he is. And overall, I just think that his performance in this was just so fun and so good, and that classic comedic Tatum was in this film, and I was living for it. He was so awesome in this film. I loved his chemistry with Sandra. I loved everything about his performance in this, and he just overall was really amazing. Now, another great film that he was in that I really enjoyed and think is one of his best films is a great 2006 film starring Amanda Bynes. And that is called She's the Man. Oh yeah, She's the Man. Yeah. Channing Tatum is absolutely freaking hilarious in this movie. I absolutely love him, especially in some of the scenes where he's supposed to be trying to be cool around this girl that he likes. And, and just the things he does were so awkward and hilarious and just was beautifully timed comedic actions. He was so freaking good in this. Him and Amanda Bynes and all the other actors that were involved in this film all worked so well together, were so hilarious, and just worked really well together and gave us this really fantastic, coming-of-age teen kind of comedy rom-com type of deal. If you haven't seen She's the Man, definitely check it out. It's worth the watch, especially for Tatum's performance. But Channing Tatum, like I said, overall, I thought he did such a great job in this movie. There were some great scenes with him in this film where he just absolutely cracked me up. The leech scene was absolutely fantastic. And he's they basically start going, doing the dry heaves and stuff like that from the leeches being attacked to him, and he's acting like he's gonna die. And all that stuff was super hilarious. Another scene where he's trying to rescue her, and he just bubbles it and everything was just super hilarious too as well, and just so much fun. And overall, just I thought he did a great, fantastic job. If you haven't seen Channing Tatum in anything recently, definitely check him out in Lost City. It was worth the watch. So that brings me to the last actor I'll be talking about that was in this movie. And that, of course, is kind of the main antagonist bad guy in this film. Played by the amazing and awesome Mr. Daniel Radcliffe. Oh yeah, Daniel Radcliffe, woo, Daniel Radcliffe, yeah. Of course, everyone knows Mr. Daniel Radcliffe as Mr. Harry Potter, of course, and all 8 Harry Potter films. He was just recently in the reunion special that was on HBO Max. He's been in several other films over the years. He was in Swiss Army Man. He was in The Girl with the Dragon Horns. I mean, he's been in a ton of films the last, 10, 15 years. And just is overall a really fun actor. I really enjoy him. And I think he's a lot more than just Harry Potter. He really has shown that he can do all kinds of different types of genres, and he's really good at it. Now, with his performance in this, I really enjoyed him as the bad guy. I thought he did a good job of giving this kind of like suave, very rich, snooty type of person that, because I have so much money, I can do whatever I want type of deal. And he just did a really good job of presenting that and giving this really great performance. I felt it was very similar to his character in Now You See Me Too, but overall I thought he did some different things in it that were a little more, he was more mature, I feel, and he seemed more mature in Lost City, so I thought that he did bring a different element to it, and overall did a really good job, and I just really liked his interactions with everyone, and I thought he did a fun job. Now, a great movie that he was also in that I really enjoyed, something I watched just about a year and a half ago, and last year sometime, I should say, that was really amazingly done, and I really enjoyed it, and I thought it was a great concept, and I really enjoyed him in it. And it's a film referred to, all those different things, called Guns Akimbo. Yeah, Guns Akimbo. Oh my god, this movie blew my mind. It was like watching Hardcore Henry and, films of that style all at once, and just like action-packed throughout the whole film with a really great story. And I absolutely love Daniel's performance in this film, being like kind of like this, computer nerd character that gets stuck into this like really crazy reality game that involves basically death. And it's just a really fantastically done film, and so much fun. Great action, great acting, great CGI, great everything about this film was just so well done. If you haven't seen anything Daniel Radcliffe has done, definitely check him out in Guns Akimbo. He was really amazing, and overall, Guns Akimbo was just a really fantastic film. But like I was saying, I really enjoyed him in this. I thought he did a good job as the villain. I thought that he interacted with everyone really well, and just gave a really great overall performance. If you haven't seen Lost City yet, definitely check out Daniel Radcliffe in it. He was really good. And he brought that Harry Potter charm with him. I just want to give an honorable mention to another actor that was in this film that was just so much fun in it. Even though it was a short, small part, he was absolutely freaking amazing in this, and just so much fun, and brought a great, hilarious characterization to this performance. That, of course, is Mr. Brad Pitt. And Brad Pitt's character in this was so freaking hilarious, so fun, and just all around really fantastic. Definitely stick around to the end of the film. There's a little Easter egg, I should say, or little post-credit scene to check out with him, and it's really worth the watch. But I just want to throw an honorable mention because he was just so fantastic in it. I loved the character. I thought he was so freaking funny. Definitely check out Brad Pitt in this. He was really good. But so what is Lost City about? Lost City, basically the premise of it is Sandra Bullock's character is this writer, and she just wrote this book called The Lost City of D. And she's on basically her press tour for this book. She's kind of gotten to the point where she doesn't know if she's going to have any more writing in her. This is kind of like her final book tour. Her publicist is getting her out there, trying to get this book, make it big and bad and all this kind of stuff. And Channing Tatum comes in, and he actually is the cover model of the character that Sandra Bullock uses in her book series. And he's actually the cover model on the actual covers of all of the books. And so, while she's at this, basically like this book tour, she gets kidnapped into an actual real treasure hunt. that is orchestrated by Daniel Radcliffe, who plays the main villain. And basically the rest of the film is about them, basically saving Sandra Bullock, finding the treasure, and getting back home. And very much so like an Indiana Jones film, very much so like any of those action-adventure films that has to do with finding buried treasure or anything like that, with a lot of comedy and a lot of action. Overall, Lost City was just really well done, really fun, and really enjoyable. I give this one a giant 10 golden movie boxes up, and definitely I think it's worth it a watch. I can't wait to get this on Blu-ray 4K when it comes out. It was so much fun and so enjoyable, and overall just a really great film. If you haven't seen it, definitely go check it out in theaters now. Worth the watch. Overall, a great performance. So that's it for this movie review, guys. As always, thank you for watching, thank you for liking, and also thank you for subscribing. And if this is your first time here, or you have been here before, don't forget to check out any older, newer videos you may not have seen by yet. And also, people, if you want to show support for the channel, definitely check out my links down below. Either from my Patreon page, where I do extras and all that kind of cool stuff for my patrons, shoutouts, say and what I do next for a review and all that kind of cool stuff. So definitely check that out, people. It's worth the look and also help support the channel. And as always, people, if you enjoy horror films, definitely check out the Horror Pack. It's a great subscription service for a great low price of great horror films right to your door for every month for a great low price. Definitely check that out. And also, people, don't forget, Cyberneticshark is doing his very first giveaway. I am giving out 3 digital copies. You will get the pick from the 3 digital copies. And all you got to do, like I said, is be a subscriber. Show that you're a subscriber. Stay a subscriber until the contest ends and you win and receive your prize. And also, leave a comment on a recent video saying, giveaway, Cyberneticshark. That's all you got to do, people. And that's it, people. So definitely looking forward to giving this giveaway out. I have 3 films that I'll be giving away. And those will be talked about at a later date. But until then, see you in the next one.